I think this is about the third try at making a sort of a wrap-up video for building the trailer. Uh, just, let me turn the heat down a little bit. There we go. I'll have to listen to that. And the first thing I'd like to talk about is why did we want to build this trailer? Mainly because during COVID, I got bored. And I've always wanted to build my own trailer. This is the fourth trailer we've owned. I wanted to have something that is just the way we wanted it. Things we wanted to improve on was a bed like this that runs north-south in the trailer. It's a queen size bed. It's a shortened queen. It does have a back that goes up and down, which is handy for watching TV. We wanted a dry bath, which we have now. We have a shower that doesn't get water all over the toilet like our last two trailers did. We wanted a lower overall height to improve the aerodynamics of the trailer so we could get better fuel mileage. We wanted an all-electric trailer. This trailer is heated with an electric heater that we already had anyway. It's got a dual burner induction stovetop, microwave, air conditioner. We wanted a better suspension. The last trailer we had leaf springs, and it wasn't too bad, but the suspension we have now is much better because it's an independent rubber ride type suspension. It's made by Rockwell American. We bought it at Princess Auto. And sorry about looking over, but I've got notes and I keep forgetting what I want to say. The cost of the initial build, I thought I could do this trailer for about $8,000 to $10,000. I thought it was off to the races when I got the steel for the frame was only $600 because we have a local Mennonite hardware store who sells everything by the pound. You can't get anything cheaper from a steel retailer as from them. But, there was a lot of cost overruns on the walls. We have Asdel panels. We bought 8 of these, plus the little trim pieces. That was well over $1,000 with the tax. And the aluminum extrusions for the outside, I had no idea how expensive those are. Those, I believe that was about $650, and then I actually had to go and buy some more. Let's see. And this stuff right here. There was a fellow who made a video explaining how he paid $15.99 for his tubes of silicone. Now this is Quad Max by LePage. It's actually a Henkel product. LePage is no longer a Canadian company. Most of their products are made in the States. But at any rate, because I built the trailer in the cold of winter, I couldn't use contact cement or regular wood glue to glue the styrofoam on and gluing the Asdel on and eventually gluing the Phylon on the outside of the trailer. So I use this stuff. So instead of about $324 for contact cement, 3 gallons of contact cement, which I think probably I could have easily used 3 gallons and got all the Phylon put on. I bought about 200 tubes of this stuff, which came out to about $2,550. And you have things like the stovetop. This was $550. I could have got a propane one from the surplus store for under $100. Let's see, what else we got? The Max Air fan was around $600 by the time we got it shipped to us. The Furrion system, entertainment system, I believe that was about $700, and then the speakers on top of that. We have an outside camera system. In our last trailer, we had a front window that had a hatch over it, so when you're going down the road it didn't get demolished by the stones. We really liked that, but I couldn't find a window like that with a hatch, so we bought a security camera and all the wiring we needed to make it into make the TV into a virtual window. So that was a little extra. We ended up buying 2 electric hot water tanks. They were $470 each. The first one went under the sink, and it was a bigger one, and right off the bat I wasn't happy with it because it just took up all kinds of storage room. I didn't want it there anyway. I don't like a lot of weight forward of the axle. I like all the heavy things to be either even with the axle or slightly in front. So I got another small one, and even though it's only a 20 liter, I think, it was the same price. So I ended up selling the first tank for $80 to a friend of mine. I put it up for sale on Kijiji, but nobody even replied. So buying 2 hot water tanks added a lot to the price. Now the axles altogether were $1,130 from Princess Auto. I did save a little bit of money on the brakes by getting them from a trailer place that's just north of Hamilton on Highway 6. I don't recall the name of it, but I could have bought a regular leaf spring axle set used on Kijiji or at any of the surplus RV stores for about $200, maybe $300 tops. We of course bought new tires and rims, but that doesn't really, you got to buy those anyway. And what else? Oh, the cushions. My wife sewed up the cushions, but because we had to buy the foam custom cut and we bought heavy duty fabric, that cost almost $400, compared to some of the surplus stores had cushion sets that were takeouts from people that weren't happy with either the fabric or the color. In fact, some of them were, leather, really nice, $150 to $200, but they wouldn't fit in our dinette area because it's not uniform. The cushion on the left-hand side of the trailer, that area is smaller than on the right-hand side of the trailer, so we had to make them ourselves at extra cost. Let's see, the linoleum, instead of buying an end of a roll for $75 or $80, we ordered in linoleum in the pattern that my wife liked, and it really looks nice, very durable stuff, but it was over $300. And what else? There's all kinds of things that I really haven't been able to think of. We saved a lot of money on the fridge because we had this 110 volt fridge sitting in the garage. It used to be our youngest son's when he went to university. But anyway, things I could have done better: putting the Phylon on. When I put on this adhesive, I just used a big squiggle pattern. I should have taken a linoleum trowel and smoothed it all out so that all of the Luan would have been an even coat, and then I could have put it on a lot better. Even though I clamped it on and I had boards and all kinds of clamps all over the place, and it looked great when I first did it, but it's a gray color, so as soon as it was out in the sun, those little air gaps in between the glue caused, bulging here and there. It doesn't look terrible. In fact, I've seen a lot of factory jobs that look worse, but if I'd have done that one little step, then it would have been perfectly smooth. So that was one thing I do regret. But like I say, people ask me about this, my friends ask me about the trailer and everything, but nobody else does. When we go to a campground, people look at this trailer and they don't even ask me about it because they think it's just a factory trailer. The few people that I have told that we built it ourselves were quite surprised, and usually the only reason they guess that is because of the name. They don't recognize the name Ogilite, which is kind of a little joke between everybody. Let's see, the wheel wells. I got the wheel wells up too high. I would have liked the wheel wells, I should have made the wheel wells lower, but I didn't realize that the Rockwell suspension was going to put the trailer up a little higher. So the tires are quite a bit below the wheel wells. So there's quite a bit of room above the arch. It really doesn't look that bad, but it's something that I could have improved on if I'd have given a little more thought. And also the frame design, what I did was I copied the frame of our last trailer, thinking this trailer is only like 18 inches longer than the old trailer, that the frame would be more than adequate. And it really was, but this door, which I had to shorten and do all kinds of stuff, was bouncing when we were going down the road. I put a GoPro camera on the table and everything looked rock solid except I could see the door bouncing up and down. So I assumed that the frame was maybe flexing a little bit. So I reinforced this frame. That didn't cost me any extra money because I had leftover steel to do that. And then I realized that I hadn't put the little plastic wedges back in that help the door not to bounce. And then I did a little more research on trailer doors, and I realized that they all bounce when they're going down the road. I don't think any of them do. And after I did the bracing up and added the wedges, again, took another GoPro run, and I noticed it was still bouncing up and down over bumps, but only about a 1/4 inch. So we still had our old trailer, the ProLite Evasion, and I took the camera, put it in it, took the ProLite for a ride around the same loop, and that door actually bounced up and down more than the door in this trailer. So maybe I wasted my time bracing up the frame, but if I had been a little smarter about it, there was really no reason to use the same size of steel that was in the old trailer. I could have added an inch to the steel right off the bat, instead of being, I think this is 1.5 inches by 3 inches. I could have gone to, say, a 1.5 by 3.5 or even 4 inches. And so, then I would know for sure that there is no way the door bouncing up and down was caused by the frame. But anyway, I'm quite happy. I mean, it added 50 to 75 pounds of weight, but now I have a super strong trailer frame that I know I will never have any problems with. It's just that if I'd have done a little more research, given a little more thought to it before I designed the frame, I could have saved myself a lot of aggravation. And let's see. I should have made it 6 inches longer for the reason that the dinette set is different on one side or the other. I didn't realize how much room a dry bath actually takes up. Once you put a dry bath in compared to a wet bath, I mean, you're almost adding a foot in there compared to some of the dry bath setups. So making it a little 6 inches longer, I could have eliminated that sort of part of the build, and had symmetrical cushions in the dinette, and went and bought them from a surplus store. And what else? Okay. Overall, we now have over 20,000 kilometers on this trailer. We've been out to Alberta twice and to Jasper twice, and all the big parks out near Calgary. And really, this trailer tows like a dream. It's beautifully smooth. We don't need a sway bar. We don't need a load leveling hitch with it. There really is nothing I can complain about. That being said, I'd really like to build another one. Not because we're unhappy with this trailer, just because I've got all kinds of ideas I would like to try out, and I actually really enjoyed building this trailer. This was my first attempt at building any sort of a trailer, and it was just a really great experience for me. And I was never happier than I was out when I was out in the garage working on this trailer. And we built it in 5 months. Basically, in less than 4 months, I had most of the basic trailer finished. But I have a lot of ideas, and I'm watching a lot of YouTube channels with different styles of construction, and I would like to try them out. The only thing is, this is a home-built trailer. It's hard to get your money out of a home-built trailer, as far as I know. This trailer ended up costing $19,500 altogether, and that might seem expensive. Like I said before, I thought it was going to cost $8,000 to $10,000, but I was a little naive about what things for trailers cost. But when you think of it, that's $19,500, including the sales tax, which here in Ontario is 13%. So this trailer, if you could get a comparable trailer and pay the same money as what this cost me to build, you would have to be getting a trailer for less than $18,000, which with the kind of features this trailer has would be pretty well impossible. So I think we saved a lot of money. We sold our old trailer for $25,000, which was what we paid for it after using it for a year. So we did all right. The only drawback with the used trailer is insurance. It's hard to get specific insurance on your trailer, or sorry, not a used trailer, but a homemade trailer. It's hard to get specific insurance for a homemade trailer. Your trailer is covered as long as it's attached to your tow vehicle. So, you know, if you had an accident where the trailer flipped over and did some damage to somebody else's vehicle or some property damage, you are covered by your vehicle, your tow vehicle's insurance. But you're not covered for incidental damages or things that might happen when you're parked at a campground, if somebody ran into you. So getting specialized insurance is difficult. I did listen to one YouTuber who did finally, after looking for quite a while, managed to get insurance on his trailer. So maybe I'll look into it some more. But whether or not I could sell this for enough money to build the next one is kind of debatable. I may just build a small one just to sell, like a small teardrop or something like that, just for enjoyment. And I think that's about it. Thanks for listening. I hope this hasn't been too boring. And I have a lot of other videos out under my name, Steve Ogilite, about how we built the trailer, and other videos that show off the inside of the trailer and the outside of the trailer. So if you're interested, just do a search and you can find out more about this trailer. Okay, thanks very much.